Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Five Star Revolution podcast with your host, CJ Price. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Don't forget to join us on Facebook, Five Star Revolution Podcast. Just type it in, folks, Five Star Revolution Podcast, and subscribe to our YouTube channel right now if you haven't already. Tonight, we have a very special guest, and his name is Wildlife Tarzan Duran. How you doing tonight, sir?
What's up, man? I'm doing great, doing great.
Thank you so much for joining us here tonight, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, man. Thank you.
So, my first question for you is, what's your earliest memory of professional wrestling as a kid?
Earliest memory, I was probably about 8 years old, flipping through the TV, and I saw a match with The Rock and Earl Hebner versus DX. And it was like Thursday Night SmackDown at the time. And yeah, that was like my first like memory. Once I caught that, I was hooked.
So, ever since you were 8 years old, you were a wrestling fan, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember your first live event, like as a fan, like when you first went to your first wrestling show?
Yeah, it was somewhere in Trenton. Um, it was like it wasn't one of the TV shows. No, it was like right. It was fucking Brock Lesnar F5'd the Big Show during the show, like before he did it on TV or something like that. I
Okay.
think he did it to Earl, or no, he did it to Paul Heyman before he went on TV or something like that. But yeah, so that was a long time ago. A long time ago. So,
And how'd you get into the world of professional wrestling? Like, how'd you find out about a wrestling school in your area?
well, I didn't find one in my area. I actually started going to one all the way in Hagerstown, Maryland, to House of Pain. So I'm from New Jersey. So my grandma would basically just send me off to Maryland for a couple months, and that's how I started training.
So you didn't even start wrestling in your area. You went to Maryland and started training. Who was your initial trainer at that time?
John Rambo, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I'd go there. I'd sleep in the ring. I'd be there for like the summer, train my ass off, and then come back to Jersey. And once I
You were
got
s-
back to Jersey, I started training elsewhere too. So that was cool.
you would sleep in the gym in the ring overnight.
Yeah, yeah.
You were that dedicated, huh?
Yeah, but that was the only really place to sleep there. So I was
So
basically sleeping in him.
what made you want to become a pro wrestler?
I don't know. There's just always just something about it, that got me intrigued. So I mean, just everything with the Rock, just the whole Rock persona, just how the Rock would do everything. Just like I'm like, all right, that's what I want to do.
So how long you been wrestling so far right now?
Since June 2006.
Wow. So you've been in the business for what? 13, 14 years, 15 years now?
Yeah, 15. Yep.
15 years. So
Yeah.
what would you say to that 1 year, the guy that's been there the first day to the 15-year-old wrestler now?
Sure, I should start doing yoga first. You start doing yoga ASAP. Really saves you.
You think yoga helps you out in wrestling?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, especially when you start doing some advanced yoga, it just helps you stay flexible and limber. And yeah, so yeah, it keeps you from getting injured, like stupid injuries as well. So,
So when you first started wrestling, were you the wildlife Tarzan Duran, or were you a different character at the time?
when I first started my first year, I was going as Death Wish. And then after that, I just started going as Jersey Kidd. Went as Jersey Kidd for a while, changed my names a few times here and there. And since January, I've been going as Tarzan Duran. So that's what I've been really backing lately.
You mind talking about your Jersey Kid run, how that was for you and why it ended?
Um, I mean, it was fun. Uh, it was just, I was getting older. I didn't want to keep going as Kid forever. And the whole Tarzan thing just brings me to life more. I'm just able to adapt to that gimmick so much better. I mean, the Jersey Kid thing, I was going as like Rockstar Jersey Kid for a bit, like the electrifying Jersey Kid or whatever. And yeah, it was cool. But I feel like I should even switch that name sooner. But
So, what do you like doing better? Do you like doing Jersey Kid gimmick or the Tarzan gimmick?
yeah, the Tarzan Duran gimmick definitely. Yeah, it's a lot more fun. Yeah, I go out there and just go, and I don't even have to say my name. Everybody knows my name. Although there's a lot of places, like, apparently they just call me by a different name when I go out to the ring. They'll say my real name or some other shit. I'm just like, God damn it. I don't know why, man, but people just be fucking up my name. I don't know if they're doing it on purpose or they just, I don't know. But it is what it is.
So I'm imagining with your gimmick right now, you're a face, right?
Normally, I'm normally a face just because I could do like a lot of really cool shit. But I mean, I'm also a really good heel as well. So I do
So
a
what do you
lot
like the
of
most?
cool. I mean, I just like to go out there and just put on a fucking show. Yeah, I don't care too much about heel or face at the moment. I mean, it doesn't really fucking matter. I'll just go with the fucking crowd. I just like to just go out there and put on a competition. The crowd starts fucking hating on me. I'll give them a reason to hate me more. If they start loving me. I'll give them a reason to love me more. Just go by
True.
ear.
I agree with that. So you just go with the flow then.
Yep, yep.
So what about when you debut at a new promotion? What do you try to do? Do you try to have the best match on the card, or you just absorb everything and just try to see how the show goes?
I mean, it depends on where I'm placed in the card. Uh, and how much time I have, of course. You can only do so much, and you only want to do so much. Especially if you have like 6 to 10 minutes. Like I could go out there and do like 1,000 arm drags or like 100 moves. I got a huge rock. I got a fucking shit ton of moves. I got a shit ton of things I can do. But you only want to do a few things. Do a couple things here and there, and you don't want to do everything in one match. But I mean, I try my best to make every single match as different as possible. I always try to do new shit. I got like
Okay.
notebook things, just like different things I could do. Got a whole list of different moves. I constantly forget the moves I'm doing. So I'm always doing different shit. But
So with 15 years in the business, I'm imagining that you also share the locker room with legends and wrestlers that we might know. So do you mind sharing with us who you shared the locker room with or wrestled in the ring?
yeah, I trained and wrestled with Shane Strickland, who's not using that name no more. Isaiah Swerve. He's going as Isaiah Swerve right now, I think, for NXT. But when he first started, I was at GXW in Richmond, Virginia, and so I was training with him there. And I even wrestled him a couple years back before he went to WWE and all that stuff. We had an awesome match. Guys, I guess like Joey Janela is doing really awesome in AEW and all that. He's really cool. Guys like Mark Quinn, Sonny Kiss, um, Cedric Alexander. Had a good time with him. He's out in WWE. There's a lot. There's a lot of guys. I'd have to really just sit down and write all that shit out for like 5 minutes.
So who's your favorite match so far that you had in your career?
Uh, I mean, I try not to always think too much in the past, but I mean, lately in September, I think September 25th out in Sarasota, Florida, me and Mike Orlando toured up. We had an awesome match. We were both just going like kind of like a face versus face match, and it was cool. Like the crowd was kind of like for him in the beginning, and then it started fucking getting for me. So yeah, we had a good time. I mean, I just live match by match. You know what I mean? Like, so, favorite match? Yeah, I don't know.
So let's
But
talk about dream opponents then. Who's your dream opponent and why?
dream opponent, probably Chris Jericho. I could probably do something really cool with him. Um, Yeah, like Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, you know. Yeah, I need to wrestle guys that really want to fucking challenge me, in the ring and push my game up. And that's the thing. It's just getting on the shows against some top guys. The better the wrestler I'm wrestling, man, the more shit I can fucking do, the more shit I think of, and yeah.
So I thought you were gonna say Jungle Boy because a lot of people I know are gonna think that because of your gimmick. So I know you get that a lot, right?
I hear it every now and then. Um, I don't know. I mean, me and him completely two different styles. And he goes as Jungle Boy. I goes Tarzan Duran as I don't go full jungle fucking gimmick with it. Like I'm basically just myself. You know what I mean? I'm just a wild motherfucker. So I just be out in the forest running around with no shoes, fucking swinging on shit. And that's just what I do. So um, everybody just calls me fucking Tarzan. You know what I mean? Like just random people walk up to me in the woods like, "Oh, what's up, Tarzan?" And don't even fucking know me. It works for me. But yeah.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about your current character right now. Who is Tarzan Duran?
So basically, wildlife Tarzan Duran. I'm from the jungles of Jersey. Um, yeah, I'm constantly outside, constantly doing wild shit. It's just me. I'm just a wild motherfucker.
That's what I like to hear, man.
Yeah.
So this is the portion of the podcast where I ask the wrestler to cut a promo for me in character, if you don't mind, for 30 seconds on me if you want to, or on your next opponent, on whatever you want. 30-second promo in character. Go.
Oh, welcome. I don't want to be too fucking loud here, but all right. You are now here with the wildlife Tarzan Duran. And I'm talking here to this YouTube guy. Listen here, YouTube guy. You want a piece of the wildlife Tarzan Duran, you gotta come see me in the ring. Because in the ring, that is where you get to see the real me. That's where you get to see me get wild. Oh, bite me. I don't want to get too into shit. I got people upstairs.
Hey man, that's not a problem, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. So you
Yeah.
mentioned that you and Jungle Boy had different styles. What is your style in the ring?
It's kind of like a high intensity lucha, high flying style. Um, I mean, I make up a lot of my moves, or I kind of like put different things together. So I do a lot of shit that other people don't do. Uh, like lately I've been working like neck area, working the head. So a lot of my moves around that. I mean, every now and then I do like a hardcore or like a death match style as well. But yeah, I mean, my thing is mainly like fucking just intensity. I'm just an intense fucking motherfucker. Everybody knows when they work me, I'm tight as fuck. Um, I'm not stiff. I don't be hurting people, but I'm fucking tight. You know, and yeah, but I'm in the ring. I take shit seriously. Especially when I go to training. Yeah, I don't fuck around. You know what I mean? There's other people fucking around laughing and shit, man. That starts pissing me off. I start yelling at people and shit. I'm like, because I'm about it, man. So, I'm there to fucking train and go. So yeah.
So with 15 years in the business, what keeps you motivated?
Um. Well, you know what? I'm still able to move. So until I can't fucking do it no more, man. I'm going to be doing this shit for the rest of my life. It's just something I love to do. Yeah, I love to travel. I basically work on a lobster boat, like once a weekish. So that's really cool. So it gives me a lot of free time to train, and I do in ring training as well as just like doing like intense hot yoga um, classes and all those things like that. Just staying in shape and just fucking ready, man. I'm ready to fucking go anywhere and do like a 20-minute match, 30-minute match, whatever. I'm probably like the best shape of my life right now. So yeah, right now it's just, I mean, it's just staying in shape and just waiting. just waiting for like the right moment to really make an impact. So,
Speaking of moments, speaking of making an impact, what can we expect in your future in the next 3 years?
mm, I mean, hopefully, like some AEW appearances, something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, something like that. I mean, hopefully, I'll be having a couple shows every single weekend again. You know what I mean? That's what I really miss is doing like 3 shows a weekend and stuff like that. So yeah, just to be more active. Like lately I've been doing like a show every weekend, but I want to be more active. This is what drives me. It keeps me motivated. Just having future shows. Yeah, that's what just keeps me going.
All right. So, have you had the chance to try out or be backstage for AEW, WWE, or any of those big promotions?
Not yet. No, I never have. I don't know. So yeah, all I need to do. I try to talk with some friends about it. Um, so it's just about going along the right avenues, but kind of clueless on them. So we'll see
So,
that. I mean, I have AW and stuff like that, but it doesn't always get you where you need to go. I don't know. I just gotta. I don't know, like maybe if I go to the WWE Developmental Center or some shit like that, just show up. Like, what's up?
I'm sure you'll make it on Dark someday, man. I'm sure you'll make it on Dark someday. And I love your gimmick, so I think you'll make it there someday. Um, so you're a veteran in the business, you've been around a while. What's the longest drive you've done? And I'm sure you've done a lot of long drives. So what's the longest drive you've done so far and to where?
Probably Jacksonville, Florida. Um, yeah, a couple years back, I did a show out there. I think we even like stopped in North Carolina. I hit a show. Actually, last month I got booked on a last minute show. I think AWR in Indianapolis, Indiana. And that was pretty cool. It was like a last minute thing. It took about 10 hours to get there. I got there literally like Friday at 7 p.m. I got to go. So I got there for a show that started at 3 p.m. So that's pretty cool. And I got to do a death match over there too against Diamond Cutter. So that's pretty sweet.
Nice, nice. So when you do those long drives and when you get to the show, you only see like 30, 40 people in the crowd. Do you get disappointed at that? And how do you perform on those shows?
I mean, those shows happen, where they don't fucking advertise and shit. And that definitely does happen. I mean, for me, it doesn't really matter. I put on one hell of a fucking show either way. Um, if there's less people there, maybe I'll cut out some like more high risk maneuvers. You know what I mean? Like jumping to the outside type stuff. Maybe I'll take out if there's less people, but I always give like 110% in my matches. So
Absolutely, man. You never know who's watching.
yeah, I suppose.
So, do you have any funny backstage stories or road stories that you mind telling us?
Mm, think of an appropriate one. Well, my friend Mike Orlando just got married, and I know he loves telling people about when we like first met. Because we were driving back from fucking some state, and he never lets anybody drive his car, and I was like just meeting him too, but everybody else was passed out. Dude, I remember it was raining too, man, and no, it like it rained before, and so on the way back, he's driving like 45 miles an hour. Fucking trucks and everything are just passing us. I'm just like looking at the GPS, like, oh shit, we are never getting home. I'm like, please get tired, and thankfully he got fucking tired, and I started driving, and well, I guess he remembers waking up to me like sitting there playing the guitar behind the wheel and shit like that. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I lose focus a lot. So it's like, if I'm driving, I need something else to focus on, like a guitar or something like that, I suppose. And that kind of bugged me out a little bit. But I mean, it worked out. He went back to sleep.
you're That was funny, man. That's a good one. So, what's your favorite promotion that you've worked for in your career so far?
Um, right now I've been having a lot of fun with reality wrestling. They're really awesome over there, especially training out there because everybody gives 110% training. Fucking, they don't fuck around and joke around the whole time. Uh, Also been having a lot of fun at Grind Time Wrestling in Sarasota, Florida. So, um, yeah, I like places with not too much politics or everybody's there to help each other out and just, like a lot of places just got a lot of politics and egos. But
How do you deal with that? How do you deal
yeah,
with backstage politics as a veteran?
I mean, I just stay out of shit. I don't really care what anybody else's fucking business. I kind of stay to myself. You know, I got my few friends at fucking every show I go to, and yeah, just chill. So.
And how do you deal with those hothead rookies that want to do 1,000 spots in a match and they don't want to take the pinfall, they want to go over on you?
Uh, I mean, I don't really have too many fucking problems with people. Um, and I'm like, I always did like amateur wrestling and other fucking things too. So I never had much of a problem. Worst thing I had is somebody fucking stiffs me and I fucking stiff them back and they chill the fuck out. Uh, Actually, in Florida a couple months ago, this one guy, Andy Brown, hit me like he gave me like three really stiff fucking shots, and after each one, I'm like, "Yo, chill out, bro," and just eventually running outside the ring. He gives me like fucking one more shot. I'm like, serious? He's walking away, so I fucking chase him, throw him back in. As soon as I came back in, I just gave him a fucking big elbow to the fucking neck. Then we get to the back, like, bro, you fucking rocked me, man. And I'm like, yeah, dude, you rocked me like three fucking times. I was telling you to chill the fuck out, you know. But you got to be able to handle yourself in the ring because there are a lot of guys like there are people that will take advantage of you and shit. So yeah.
So, Mr. Tarzan Duran, why does wrestling mean so much to you?
Um. Well, I mean, it was kind of like an escape of reality when I was younger. It was just kind of like an escape into another world. So yeah, it was just something I just been loving to do for years. Yeah.
Couple more questions for me, Mr. Duran, before I let you go.
Yeah.
What's your main goal? What are you looking to get out of this?
Um. I mean, really just to travel and have fun, be able to, go state to state, see family and stuff. And yeah, man, just have a good fucking time, stay doing this as long as I can without fucking stupid injuries and have fun. It's like there's at one point, like 6 years into my career, I started getting bored with, especially doing a lot of driving by myself and shit like that. And, that stuff's frustrating, but lately everything's been good, man. So everything's really awesome. Like even doing that like 10-hour trip with me and my girlfriend went down there is probably like the best trip we ever had. We're just chilling. We listen to like music for 4 hours, and the next 4 hours we watch TV. Uh, it was a good time.
So, would you say wrestling has changed your life? And if so, how?
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Like when you start doing professional wrestling, they let you know like you're going to get beat up. Your body's going to be damaged, and yeah, I mean, you definitely feel that. I always tell people make sure they tape up their wrists and shit, just from like throwing drop kicks, all the landing that you do. My wrist has been like cracking and everything for years now. Um, but it's also always cool at times to like go somewhere and then like people recognize you for some shit. That's cool. But I mean, I don't want to get like fucking like super famous with wrestling. You know what I mean? I just want to be like known in wrestling. I don't want to be like super fucking famous and like lose my mind. You know what I mean? But yeah, yeah, I just want to fucking stay doing shit. That's what keeps me happy and fucking going. Just having things to do. That's what it's life about. That's what life's about. Just you have things to do. It keeps you motivated. It keeps you going. It gives you something to look forward to. If you have nothing to look forward to, you just start dying. You know what I mean? So.
I absolutely agree with you, man. 100% love that mindset, and I hope you keep that mindset, man. So, my last question for you is, when it's all said and done, when you're retired from wrestling, because we all know nobody really retires from wrestling, do you want to stay in the business? And if so, what do you want to do? Do you want to be like a manager, a commentator, backstage producer? Is there something you want to do after you're done wrestling in the ring?
Probably just like maybe run some shows and maybe train people. I do like training people, especially for like people that want to learn. You know what I mean? Like um, a couple years back when I first met Jordan Oliver, before he was doing everything he's doing now, but literally when he first started, I'm like, you're not too bad. Like there's like a lot of things got to work on, and I ended up having him stay with me for like a week, and every day I took him to like a different training, a different school where we'd have open ring shit, and we'd do some open ring stuff, and then he'd do a class afterwards, and yeah, so like he was like really like eager to learn, and then just all the fucking drives we would do, I'd just be like talk to, it'd just be like all like psychology talks, and yeah, he's fucking doing great now, man. So it's always awesome to like put time into somebody willing to learn, and then to see them fucking use that information and use that skill and that talent. So
I could see yourself as a trainer, and I think you will do good at it. So hopefully that happens for you, man. And where can our followers catch you on social media?
so you go on Facebook, Wildlife Tarzan Duran. I'm right there. My Instagram is Mr. Nice Guy or Mr. Nice Guy Sir. And then I just started posting up other videos on YouTube as well. So I mean, if you type in Tarzan Duran, you'll find me on YouTube. My YouTube channel right now is called Death Riot. I don't know, but there's a bunch of cool stuff on there, just like walking on logs and no, last summer in this wood trail, like in the woods, this trail that I go along, somebody actually put like a KKK thing, and so I ended up getting spray paint, and I had like cloud with this shit, and I was like, yeah, you know what? This is actually really cool. I'm like, yeah, record me doing this shit, and I went there and I started fucking covering the whole fucking thing up. So I just actually that's on YouTube. It was just like, yeah, just like me covering that shit, and just like there's some community service right there. So
Well, there you have it, folks. Go check him out on YouTube. Follow him on Facebook, Wildlife Tarzan Duran. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Five Star Revolution podcast. It was a true pleasure. And thank you so much for sharing your stories. And don't forget, folks, join us on Facebook, Five Star Revolution Podcast, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Five Star Revolution Podcast. Mr. Wildlife Tarzan Duran, thank you so much, my friend. It was a pleasure.